Over the years, I've played many a game. Rhythm games, action games, fitness games, RPGs, visual novels. I came, I saw, I conquered. But the one genre of game, the one thing holding me back from true gamer mastery, puzzle games. Sudoku, Unblock Me, Angry Birds? These types of games were the ones to cook me. And now it is time. Now it is time I go back and face my demons and destroy them once and for all. And I'm starting off with the hardest puzzle game I have ever played. LeetCode. Jump Game 2. So, the first thing I'm noticing is that this game doesn't have any music. The second thing is, we might have to iterate through an array. So what we're trying to do basically is jump to the end of the list. So all we have to do is find the biggest number and then jump, right? Like, if we get a number like 3, we go 1, 2, 3, and we're immediately at the end of the list, right? So that's GG's. It's over. So can we just check whether the number we're standing on is greater than or equal to the distance between that number's index and the end? I think it's worth a shot. Let's do it. There's 3. Okay, yeah. So if num's I is greater than or equal to num size minus 1 minus I, then we do the jump. But what exactly does taking the jump actually mean? It means increasing the number of jumps. Increment the jumps. Boom. There, solved. Done. Over. Now, there's another situation where this isn't the case, right? Let's say we're not there yet. Let's say we're at the beginning of the list. Then what happens? We have to make a jump, right? We have to do something, basically. Oh, but there's 2 choices. One, we go the maximum distance that we could possibly jump with that index, right? We either go 2 spaces or we go 1 and then we make a huge jump with that value. So there's got to be a way to like see the future and see what the next value is, right? So we have to see what's our next value. Can we make a huge jump from the next space, or should we just go as far as we can with our current one? That's something that I haven't figured out yet. Oh, hydration helps us think. I have an idea. So if we're all the way in the past, we have no idea what the future is gonna hold, right? So what if we start from the future and go back to the jump that takes us to the end? So like here in this list, we'd start off at this index at the end, and then we'd go backwards in time to see the biggest jump that would take us to the end, which is 3. And then from there, we would keep working backwards, and that's how we count the jumps. I did a lot of thinking, and I just realized I don't really know how this is gonna work. Like, if we start at the end and we keep going backwards, how do we know when to count a jump, right? Like, there's a really simple situation, right? where the item that we land on from the end, that item, if it gets us to the end, right? If it's bigger or the greater than or equal to nums.size minus 1 minus I. If that's the case, then we count a jump. Easy as that, right? But then how do we know what to... We repeat the process. Okay, you know how the end index, this was our current target, right? And then we keep going backwards until we hit a value that can get to the end, right? But then what do we do when we're already here and we need to keep going back? We make this the new target. So if this is the new target, then we keep going backwards until we hit a value that gets to this new target. Then we keep going backwards from there. Okay, I think we've got something going here, guys. There we go, there we go. Now, when we want to go back into the loop, what happens? Oh, goodness golly. Oh, good grief. Oh, goodness gracious. I is greater than or equal to 0. Okay, okay. And then we increase I. No, we decrease I. This is what happens at the beginning of every loop, right? But, okay. N is set to I whenever we see, oh, we have to make a jump, okay? But we also have to move I to that point. So now, no, we don't. I is already there. What am I thinking? Okay. So, and I got poked by something there on the handle. But anyway, we keep going backwards, right? I is going to keep being at the correct spot that we need it to be. The only thing is, we need N to... If I is already doing all the work, then what the heck is N even doing? Okay, okay. Now from here, this is pretty much all the math we need to do, right? And from here, I think it's just edge cases. You know what, run it, why not? There's no consequences to running it. I can't help but get nervous every time we run it though. Okay, wrong answer. That's programming, baby. I mean puzzle gaming. 2, 3, 1, 1, 4. Output 5, expected 2. 5? Y'all, you jumped every single time? That's crazy. Okay. Okay, I see. 1 is enough to make it to N. But the problem is, we're counting the maximum number of jumps, which is obviously every single item in the entire list. But how are we gonna get just 1? I mean, just the minimum number of jumps. Oh golly. Y'all, what if we did... Hold up. What if we did depth first search? Man, what kind of puzzle game doesn't have hints? Goodness gracious. There's no like O of something that my thing has to be. Gosh dang it. Okay, so here's the plan, okay? We have a hash map. I'm not too sure if it'll work. My gut feeling just tells me that. But logically, I think it's a good try. Sup y'all. I just realized I don't know how to make a dictionary in C++. How do you sort a vector in C++? Should I just say screw it? And use Python so that it does the sorting stuff for me? That might be the way. But is that like decreasing the difficulty of the puzzle? Because this puzzle should be doable in any of the coding languages, right? Like, what are the choices? Dear viewers, I am not proud of what I'm about to do, but I feel like not spending like an hour on this problem. So you know what? Now, before you say anything, okay? I'm not using ChatGPT to find the solution to the puzzle. That's definitely cheating. But what I am using it for is just, you know, basic fundamental stuff. Like, how do I sort a vector in C++? Because I know there's probably already a standard library function that does all of it for us, right? It does all the work and we don't do anything. And using ChatGPT to look through all the documentation, that's not cheating. That's just, having a robot do the work that would normally take humans some time to memorize and not really think through. Yeah. And I don't even know if the solution is gonna work, but you know what? That's the nature of the puzzle game. High risk, not that high of a reward, but it doesn't matter now. It's about the glory, Count the minimum number of jumps, right? There's probably a way easier way of doing this. But you know what? Until I'm done testing this, I will not give up. If this fails though, I think I'm gonna throw in the towel. I mean, goodness gracious, I have a life to live. Oh my gosh, screw it. I give up. I throw in the towel. There's no way this is actually the intended solution, where we have to compare like the index and the value in like this sequential way and create this function. No, there's no shot. This is only a medium problem, right? There's got to be some like single dynamic programming sort of thing that we're supposed to do, right? And of course, it's not going to do us any good to memorize an incorrect solution. You know what? We worked pretty hard here. We made it decently far, and we were able to see why the solution doesn't work. Because here, why in the world would just because something is the biggest jump doesn't mean it's actually going to take us to the end, or that we should or shouldn't take it. Anyway, I just really want to know the logic. Like, how do you know when to jump? By my sword I do decree, I have lost to yet another puzzle in the hardest puzzle game ever made. Okay, who has the most likes? 457, 886. Ooh, it's like I'm shopping now. Concise all of N, one loop Java. And that's what I'm talking about. A single loop? Heck yeah. Let's get rid of all this junk over here. Ah, nice and clean. Int jumps to 0. Okay, we got one of the variable names correct. Now for the single for loop. Gosh, look how short this code is, man. So nice. What the frick? Oh, I see, okay. So this if statement doesn't run. The if statement doesn't run unless we make it to the end. But in every other case, we have that. Okay, so we have current farthest, right? And we have an I. And we keep going through the I. Okay, no, the I keeps going until we reach the end currently. And right now it is, right? Because current end starts at 0. And then we move the end to the current farthest point. And we jump. I guess that is the greedy algorithm, huh? We go to the end. And we just keep moving the end farther, depending on the farthest. Wow. Okay, very, very interesting. I think it's good to code it out just to, have the solution actually typed out at our fingertips. It's sort of like taking notes, Wow. This is so short. And does it actually work? Of course it does. It's one of the solutions. I didn't think that a jump could simply be like the first thing or like the farthest thing possible. I suppose it is. Cool. Hello again, everyone. The recording just died there at the very end, but that's okay because it was the very end. We already got to the solution. Anyway, yeah, that was quite an experience. I struggled there a bit with a very incorrect solution that I spent a lot of time trying to get to work, but it just never did. And I was able to see that it didn't work. So thankfully I saw that and I didn't follow through with it. But oh my goodness, it would have been so nice to actually figure out the correct solution. But it is what it is. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you were able to relate to this video in some sort of way. And I'm going to come back to LeetCode very soon. And so should you if you want to work on your puzzle gaming skills. Like and subscribe for more content, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.